Hello Tech Genius, I am Ravi. Have you ever imagined a place where learning is as dynamic as the technology shaping your world? Then here's a deal. With iMatix, you can make sure the learning is exciting, impactful right from the beginning. You have interactive sessions with expert-led courses. In the world of tech, from data science to cloud computing, it's not just about a session, it's about doing, building, learning by solving real problems. So let's get started. Apps of big applications. I created a big application. Good. Now my agenda is I would like to promote it as a mobile application itself directly. The thing is, I cannot randomly do it. It's not like I create any random application. I can put it on Play Store or I can put it on Apple Store. No, you need to have some certificates and some permissions for it. Similarly here also. As a prerequisite, we need to have some certificates depending upon whether you are releasing your application on the Android platform or you are releasing your application on the Apple platform. Depending upon that, we would need certain certificates. But before that, let's see. Why is it important mobile app deployment? Why should I do it? Of course, to expand your customer base. More people are ending towards the mobile apps rather than directly working on the web or launching your web. Rather than doing that, people are more comfortable using mobile applications. It's more handy. It's easy for them to look after the stuff for addressing issues or for even uploading documents or any kind of things are. It's easy for it's handy. It's comfortable to be used in the mobile application even to click pictures, sending some attachments or sending some details. It is a lot more handy when it comes to mobile applications. For this, how do we approach is that, like I said, PEGA mobile applications can be handled in both iOS and the Android platform, provided we need to have the appropriate certificates. And then once we build the application, we have to deploy it. The build and deploy is a wizard that looks after this. We will directly go ahead and we will see. And you can design your preview. What should be the icon? What should be the logo of your mobile app? What should be displayed on the screen as a logo? Once you launch it, how the screen has to be divided into. You can customize anything on the mobile application. I think we will directly go ahead and see how this is going to work. Let me go back. Let's go in order to deal with a mobile application. Let me go to settings. We go to mobile certificates. This is what I was talking about. We need to have certain certificates in order to build your PEGA mobile application. Let's see what those are. Let us add in a certificate. Which kind of application or which kind of platform are you looking at? Is it iOS or Android? By default, iOS is selected, and we can also choose Android. This is for iOS. Let me look on the advanced, and you can have an unsigned application. You can directly upload it. This is generally taken care by iOS or Android developers. Here, it's not an actual PEGA developer working on it, but this is introduced as part of a course that we would also be acquainted with what happens on the background. It's if few things are a little foreign here and there, that's completely fine. Towards the end, what are we expecting is a zip file. Towards the end of this, what happens is a zip file is generated and I need to deploy that onto the mobile. Let me give you some app bundle. Something like com. Let me save it. Here if I would see, let me just go back once. This is for the iOS platform. This is your certificate, which is an unsigned one. And you will also have an expiry date for each of these. Again, this comes from the platform related data. The configurations will be provided by your platform. Now yes, my certificate is ready. What will I do is I'll go back to my channels and interfaces just like mashup. This time I will be going on to the mobile interface. Let me create a mobile interface. That is a surface. Once you launch this mobile channel interface, you'll see a lot of configurations on relating to security. How would you like to secure your app? Is it relating to biometric, or would you like to use a PN, or would you like to just use the phone PN? Then are you looking at customizing the UI of it? What logo you're looking at or what features have to be displayed? All of those can be configured on this mobile channel. And when you want to lock it, what is your lock mechanism? Let's see once that moves. The first tab you see is the content. What content you would like to display on the application. My work is that post new depending upon the application. If you are dealing with an application related to insurance and claims, maybe instead of these you can have policy, you can have claims, you can have reimbursement, something of that sort. You can add more items. And what would you like to add? The themes tags user profile notifications. Then actions, what actions are involved? Next door. You can change the configurations again here. For example, I don't need search. You see, as in when I have these, let's remove pulse. You see notifications here. Likewise, depending upon whatever you decide on the navigation, you will have it. Then once I click on the mobile list pages, I see 3 pages are available, and this is how I would see them. Mobile list pages, you will have a feedback list, you will have a recruitment list. These are corresponding to the transactions, the case types that we have created. What is the page name and how would you like to list the information? Generally, the summary or the most prominent information regarding your transaction would be listed out here. You see, primary is the label and secondary is the case ID, period, date, time. It might be in your scenario, it might be a policy number or a claim number. You might have the first name. This could be case status. Yes, it is primary. You can add more details. Customer. This depends upon the kind of data that you are dealing with. Adding in too many details also will make it clumsy. Again, part of user experience, we have to look at it. Then, what do you want your actions to be? If I swipe, what do you want it to do? This edit details, if it's left slide or follow, I can change it, of course. If I want to add an action, and I can see these details, what all actions you would like to take. And there's always a create button here in order to create more transactions. The same holds good for your feedback as well. You can change the icons, logos, everything can be customized. You can add in more pages. You can add in a page with specific to a case type or anything, you can add it. I'm good with these two. Your content is all about what would you like to display on the screen, what actions you would like to take, on what action has to be taken. Let's look at the configuration tab. Configuration is more like who would like to use this application and how would you like to use it. Is it like, are you looking at offline capabilities also? Even without an internet, are you letting the user access the application? These are your offline capabilities. This is more likely used when, let's take the insurance application where your insurance agent has to look after the sites. He has to visit the site of the accident to make his notes. In those scenarios, most often they would be flying. that on the flight. The representative would be able to work on the application. He can give in his details. He can fill in the forms. And once the network is back, the data will be synced automatically. That's part of your offline capability. That's an entirely different aspect. The security also deals with the authentication, the lockout policies. After how many incorrect attempts should I lock your application? Or after how many or how much of ideal minutes I have to lock your application? They are also listed on the security. Trying to answer to them. We will not be able to implement this part of mobile application. We will not be able to create one, but just that we will be looking at the process, because obviously we don't have the appropriate certificates and all for it. We can just look at the process. We have seen the content. Let's look at the configurations. Here is your security. How would you like to let the users access your application? Is it separate login is required? Or would you like to just look at the PEGA platform account, log in? And how would you like to know? Is there any other authentication that you are looking at? How do you like to lock your application? Is it just biometrics device logs application pin depending upon the security? How would you like to lock your application? After how many minutes of inactivity? Log app after 2 minutes of session duration. How all this is all about. How do you like to secure and access? Let the people access your application. The hosting is part of a separate and entirely different aspect. How would you like to host your application and all of it? Generally, iOS and Android developers will look after that stuff. Coming with the layout, what is your launch screen? What is your application icon? How would you like to brand or style your application? You can change your icons, you can change your launch screens, you can deal with colors and sort of. If not, you can have an entirely different image for yourself. You can upload the images. Up to the This is your image that comes on the application icon. This is your launch screen. What is the theme that you are looking at? This is just how you would like it. Icons and text or just icons only? You see, there are just the icons but no text. This doesn't seem very good. We will choose icons and text then. But or how should your floating button? This is your floating button. How should it be aligned? The center, you see it here. Then this is all relating to the fonts, formats, the colors and sort of stuff. How would you like your primary button to be floating icon button? We can change them according to the styling and branding part. Let's see it. Once you save it, then you have this option called Build App. Ideally, this is disabled. But once you've given the security certificates and all, you will have this Build App enabled. You can start building your applications. You see, your connection is not secure. It says Build and Preview option is not available. Otherwise, I'll be able to see how my application looks on the mobile device. Let me just have a quick look at the preview once. I just clicked on the preview application. And yes, this is how it looks like. The mobile application. But unless we have the security certificates, you will not be able to build it. We cannot do this implementation part. But this is just an overall idea of how the mobile application should be created. What features are involved in it? If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel.